Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make some really fun glassine flowers, and I thought I would just show you the technique, and you can take this idea and use it with any type of paper. So let's get started. I'm going to be using these 10-inch glassine air fryer liners. So if you've seen my videos in the past, I have made quite a lot of things with these air fryer liners, so I'm using them up, and I wanted to come up with some flowers, so I decided to make a few, and I'm going to make them with you today. You're going to need a stapler, some scissors. You're going to need very little glue. You will need a glue gun or some type of heavy-duty glue. And if you have glue dots, you can use glue dots, any type of glue to hold down the pieces that we're going to put together. So let me show you what I have made. I'm so super excited to be back. It's been a few weeks since I've done a video, and so I wanted to come in and show you these sweet glassine flowers. They have this little tail here at the end. This one here. I've also added a little loop so they can be hung, or you could put it on a paper clip and hang it in your journal. So there's that one. And then there's this one with no ruffle tail. Okay, so we're going to put this together. And then this one here is some leftover bits that I made this out of. And these are just some sweet little mini bows, Christmas bows. So if you have those in your stash, they're really fun to use on this project. All right, so let's go ahead and put one of these together. So all you're going to do is take the liner here, and you're just going to cut out this ridge right here, okay? So we're going to do that first. It's so super simple and easy to do. So if you have air fryer liners in your kitchen, grab them, you guys. Any size would work. I just happen to have the 10-inch round ones, and I love the ridges on them. So we're going to use that today. I have another flower that I've made as well that I'll show you in another video. I'm just in the flower making mood lately, trying to prepare for my Christmas journal and my little ephemera pieces for my, and don't throw this away because don't throw this away. Don't throw this away because I have another idea to show you what we're going to do with this round piece, okay? All right. So now you've cut your glassine ruffle out. Instant ruffle, right? These are great to make ruffles too as well. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cut these in strips. This one here, I'm going to cut down the middle. And this is going to form our flower. I hope everybody's doing great. My air conditioner was out, and so I didn't realize that in my videos it was so loud, and all of a sudden now it's really quiet when the air conditioner goes out. So it's going to kick on at any time, but there you go, there's that piece. And you don't have to be precise on how you cut it. You can have it jagged. It's okay to have it this way as well. Okay, and then you're going to just take it and cut it in half. You're going to cut it into pieces. So I'm going to cut that one in half. And you should be able to get, I think it's one flower out of each ruffle. Something like that. We'll see here in a minute. I meant to prepare these ahead of time. So there's 4 pieces there. And then we have this other piece. I think if we do it right, I could do this. I just cut this in strips, right? So this is still the same ruffle we cut. And maybe what I'll do is I'll make the tails. So we have the tails ready. Okay. So we're going to cut this again in small strips. And this is so fun to do with your kids or your grandkids because this can prepare you for a Christmas tree. If you wanted to do a paper Christmas tree, that would be so fun to put these on a Christmas tree and use the same idea. I think I might need one more piece. I'm going to cut this in half just in case I need it. If not, we can cut it in half again, but I'll just cut this in half like this, okay? So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 pieces, and then we have 1, 2, this long piece here, and then this piece here, okay? I'm going to move all this out of the way. I'll just keep this here so you can see what we're doing. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to take these pieces and put them together, something like this, and pinch them together like this, and then you're just going to staple. Okay, so you're going to do that to the pieces here. And I like to do this right here on top, just a little bit over the top like that. And you should be able to get, let me show you the size. When you're done, you should have about a you should have about a 3-inch, around a 3-inch piece for each one, okay? So try to make them as the same as possible if you can. It doesn't have to be exactly precise though, okay? So back to the little piece here. And these are so fun if you just want a quick project to make. You could make these even smaller. I did try to make them smaller, but they do come out really fiddly, and it's hard to put it into a flower once you fold it, because you have to have your ridges and a nice little piece there to hold on to. If you have small fingers, you might be able to make them smaller. But we're just going to do this. We're going to put the ridges together. Try to make them as big as I can here. You guys, if you've seen my room tour video, I've already moved my room around again. So that I could get to my display behind me, I moved it on the other side. It was okay having it behind me, but I wanted it to be part of my display of the room, and it was kind of hidden in the corner. The one with the 16 drawers, you know, the printer cabinet thing I have. I don't even know what you call that thing. I think it was a dentist cabinet, but it's called a printer cabinet. And it has all many drawers filled with beads and stuff inside of it. So I moved that on the other side of the room in front of me onto the side of my desk. And I like it there. It looks really nice. So I'll have to do an updated room tour of that, because it was really, you know, once you move something, you got to move other things. So I kind of made it even better than what it looked before. I really like how it came out. All right, so we have this right here. Simple, right? Very, very simple. Okay, I forgot one thing, so I'll be right back. Okay, I have my glue gun. It's heating up right now. And let's go ahead and staple one of these to make the loop. So we're just going to make the loop out of this. Let's see, do I want this way? I want my loop to go. Now this one's going to be a little bit shorter. Let's use this one. I want to try to make a loop and then have it come out the bottom. So this is kind of like what I did here. So then you're just going to put these two pieces together. This was that long strip that we cut. And then we're just going to staple it right there. All right, and then I'm going to just trim that off a little bit. Cut that at an angle. I didn't cut those at an angle, but let's cut this one at an angle a little bit. Oops. Like that. Okay, that looks better. All right. So we have our tail now and our loop, however you want to use it for. This one's going to go this way. So depending on which way you turn it, this one's going that way and this one's going to go this way, okay? Just like that. And then all you're going to do is glue your pieces together one by one. And I kind of just, you know, pick one that I like the best for the bottom. And then I just glue over the top of the other one in a crisscross pattern like that until you form your flower. You don't need a lot of glue, you just need enough to hold it. And it sets up pretty fast with the glue gun. There you go. So just crisscross. So I just crisscrossed that like that. And then we're going to go this way. So they all match up kind of like the flower. Just form it like that. And then this one here, this is the last one. And what I do is I just glue it closed and it makes that little loop in the center. Really not going to see it once you put the bow on, but it does give it a little bit of dimension there in the center of the flower there. I just put that in the middle, like that. Okay, so there's your flower. I'll take a hairdryer and get the glue strings off later. And then on the back, we're going to put our loop. And in the middle, we're going to put our bow. One of our little white bows that we have over here. And you know what I noticed? I noticed once I put my loop on here, I need some more hanging. So I'm going to put another piece on the back. We'll just make it like something like that. That's cute too with the extra little loop there. So we have this bow here, and then we have this one I made earlier. And then this one here that I made just is from one of the liners, one of the pieces left over. And I just took it and crisscrossed it until it made this little bow here. And then that's also what you could put in your center of your flower if you wanted to. You could just set that in the center, you know, instead of the loop part that I just did. But that's it. That's how we make that flower. And I think it's so pretty the way it came out. Just all these different ideas that you could make with these pieces of glassine. And then this one doesn't have the tail. So that is what we have there. Let me see what time I have here. I have time to do the other one. Okay. And then you could also make little pieces like this, right? And then you can stick that in the middle, and then you just have a cute little decoration on your package or on your journal. I just think they came out so, so cute. All right, so let's make the next one. Put these up here for now. Okay, so now we're going to do the second flower, and this is what it looks like right here. Aren't they adorable, you guys? I love them. And this is out of recycled packaging from Amazon. You guys know I've been doing a lot of that type of stuff. So what you're going to do with that is, and I did a video on this already, but I'm going to show you real quick. What you're going to do is you're going to take one of these. This is a piece of the inside of the bag. So I believe you get 4 pieces when you open it all up. You'll have 4 pieces. Once you open the inner lining up, you'll have this side and then you'll have another side. So you'll have 2 pieces like this, okay? And you're just going to look at the way that it's made. You see how these little polka dots or cotton pieces or whatever it is on here? You're first going to glue it with your glue wall or type of glue that you use, Mod Podge. I used the Elmer's school glue, and I just completely coated the whole page just so that it wouldn't come undone once I glittered over the top. And then I used the shimmer pen and went over each dot. Okay, so that's what you're going to do first if you want the glitter look. If you don't, then you skip that step. Okay, but then what I did is I took my scissors and I just cut right along the line here next to this polka dot. And there are going to be some that are missing the polka dot part, the fluffy part or whatever. But you see that right here, and then this part's missing. That's just how it came when you tear the paper apart. Then you're going to cut strips right next to it like this. Okay, so that you're going to do all the way until you get enough strips to make your flowers. And that just depends on how many flowers you're going to make. All right. And then you're going to need 6 pieces to make the flower that I'm making. Well, 6 pieces plus this. So let me show you this flower. I've got some of my strips here. So I've got the skinny strip there. And then so each strip is around, I think it's 11 inches. Let me just grab a few. I just cut them all up and put them in this plastic sleeve so I could find them. And if I had not done the glitter part of it and the other part, yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but these are not glittered. The other ones were glittered, but it's the same thing. It just gives you that snowy look, you know, that we like. Okay, then. So this right here is 2 pieces. So if you want your flower to look like this, then you're going to follow the steps that we're going to do here. But I made it in 2 separate steps so that you could see how it looks. This is the bottom part, and then this is the top. And then you could use these as little small embellishments for your craft projects as well. And then you could also do this with craft paper, and you could paint your craft paper up. You wouldn't even have to use it with the dots. So if you don't have the dots, you could still use this same thing. You would just want your strips to be close to the same as well, okay? So we're going to do this one here. So this is like a medium size bow. So this is for like a regular project. Not quite 3 inches. 2.5 inches about. Oh, and then this one's like, I don't know if it's an inch. It's about an inch. So 2.5 inches and an inch is a good size for this. Okay. So let's do this part first, and then we'll go back and do the other part. As I was playing around with these is when I came up with this. And I just had so much fun. I said, oh, I need to make some of these for my pink parfait journal advent that I'm working on. Okay, so I took these and I cut them in half to all the strips, okay? You could do this with any kind of paper that has a little bit of stability to it. You don't want something too thin because then it's not going to have this look. And then because you need to go back and kind of fluff out if you want it fluffed out. But I left mine flat, but you can make it fluffy too by just pushing on it. You see how that's coming apart, but that's okay because I'm not looking for perfection. This is just a fun project to do with your family. If you like to make these types of things, this is a good kids project too. And they look great in the junk journal as well. All right, so I want to say that I'm going to need more strips for my small piece, but let's just do this part first. All right, so this part we're going to do the same. We're just going to loop them together, push them down. I've got that stuff on my finger now. Loop it together, push it down as much as how you want it. You just need to make sure they're kind of all the same again. Like something like that. And you can take your one and measure it by the guide there. All right. And then we're just going to staple all of these together. One by one, of course. And see what I mean by how it can be fiddly? Because this is fiddly already. And then you're going to go ahead and make them smaller, and that's even going to be harder. But it's just playing with paper, you guys. And recycled paper is even better. So the craft paper, I've been getting a lot of the heavy-duty craft paper envelopes. And so you can cut those up and use them and paint them up and stamp them up with some ink and some stamping. Lots that we can do with these once we get them in their little form. That one's a little too, that loop is messed up. Hold on. Let me just pull this one out. Start over. That's the great thing about the staples too, because you can just re-staple them if you mess up. All right, let's do that one again. Put that there. And I also want to give it enough space there in between so my loops are the same. This one's a little skinnier, but that's okay. When you're doing it on camera, it's a little different, right? It's just a little bit different. Okay, so you get the idea. Just looping and stapling, that's it. Looping and stapling until you get your 6 pieces that you need. My hubby's been sick the last, I don't know, 2 weeks. He's been hacking away over here. So I couldn't do any videos because he had taken a week off of work and he was supposed to, we were just supposed to go around town and hit the antique shops and stuff, and he's been so sick. And I've been kind of trying to stay away because I don't want to get sick either. So that was fun. So now my voice is starting to get a little scratchy, so I hope I don't get it. Shouldn't take that long to staple these, you guys. It's just me, I'm slow. Slow poke here. Is anybody working on their Christmas projects? I've been looking for some Christmas videos. I haven't seen a whole lot. I know Christmas is not like Christmas journals and things are not that big on YouTube, but I do know that some people like the gingerbread and making stuff with, whimsical Christmas, and we have a pink Christmas family that loves Christmas stuff. Some of my friends like pink for Christmas. Some of them like traditional red. That's okay. You can always mix your red with the pinks. It looks good. I was in Michael's yesterday because hubby took me out after dinner. You know, my Michael's is open till 7 on Sunday. So we went to eat early, and then we went to Michael's. And in Michael's, they have, I thought it was Valentine's, to be honest, but it was Christmas pink and red. So pink and red is the color this year. All right, so let's just go with these. And then I need to make this little one, but let's do this part first. Bring my glue gun back out. So yeah, I got to go to Michael's. I went to a couple places. Got some really cool things. So then we're just going to glue, just like we did before, on top of each other until we form that flower. Crisscross, crisscross until you get it to look like that. That way. So you're basically just filling these holes in, right? That's all we're doing with this. Then I have to go back with the dryer and get those glue globs out. This is why I don't use the glue gun very often. Too many glue globs for me. But this project, I have to say, needs a glue gun if you can, because the paper doesn't, you know, the glassine doesn't want to stick too well to the glue. So that's what we got so far. I'm kind of just going over the staple here, just to make the flower, the form of the flower. Okay, so that's your base right there. And then if you were going to stop right here, that's when you would make one of these and loop them over into the loop like that. Smash it down, and that would go in the center, minus the staple, so you would hide the staple, right? And you would do something like that in the middle if you weren't going to add this other little piece here. Okay, all right. And then we're just going to take this right here, the pieces that we cut, and then we're going to cut those in half and make them even smaller. And you know, you guys, guess what? We cannot staple this. It is too tiny. So then you got to use the glue gun for this part for sure. And then you just make your loops. I want to say this is four loops. So first I make the loops, and then I go back and I close the loop. All right, that's what I do. Now this concept right here of making these loops also makes the popcorn or the chain that goes on the Christmas tree, because you would just keep adding these little loops as chain, right? And you would take your loop, you would do this, and you would go like this, and then you would form your loops the size that you would want, you see? And then you have this chain effect going on, and that's really cute. If you wanted to make a banner for Christmas, you could do that and just keep going and making your chain. So this is in half. So you really don't need a lot of paper to make one flower. You just need the stiff paper to get it there. So we got 2 loops so far. And lots of glue webs here, see? That's part of it though, it's the part of the fun. All right. One more. So I want to say this is four 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the center. Okay, so it's 4 pieces, and then the center would be one of these folded up. No, half of this folded up. So we're going to take this apart. No, we'll make this the center here. So it's one of these folded in half to make the small one, folded in half again to make the smaller one. That's going to make the smaller loop for the middle. Come on. All right, and then this one we're going to just glue down the middle here, just a little dot there to give it a pinch. That's what we should be doing with those two, see? And then kind of fold it in so that it just gives you another little part of the bow there. Something like that. So now it's really quiet in the house with the AC. I mean, I hear it kicking on, but not as much as it was when the AC was messed up. It was really loud before. I kept telling my husband, don't you hear that? Don't you hear the AC kicking on so loud? He's like, I don't hear what you hear. And I said, okay, well, I guess it's just me then. And then we got it fixed. So then we got it fixed and he was like, oh yeah, it is much quieter. So we've been dealing with that for like a year. We didn't even know it. Oh, the joys. The joys of things breaking down, right? Okay, so we got one more loop to do. If it won't keep catching on me. Look at this, you guys. It keeps catching the glue all over my hand. I should have grabbed some wipes to stick by my desk here. Didn't bring the wipes in. Need to grab those. Let me grab my wipes real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so now this looks like a nice top piece there. Let's go with this one on the bottom because it's kind of a little bit crooked there. So now we're just going to add our layers again. Just go back and forth. These smaller ones are hard to do, you guys. But they're so cute when you get them done. That could even got a little skinnier there. See that? That's 3. There we go. Okay. This is our last one. So now it looks something like, when I get the glue off my hands again, now it looks like this. And then we're just going to put the little part on the top, right there, in the middle. Oh, that was a lot of glue. I didn't mean to put that much glue. All right, so then you just go across the top like that. I might go back and add some glitter where that glue is. That'd be nice. So then that's what your flower looks like. Then we're going to put it on top of here. And this is going to form our complete flower if you want the bigger flower to go in a package. And then it looks something like this. And you could go back and you could add pearls. Flat back pearls would be pretty on top of this, but this is just simple, right? Sometimes you just want a simple flower. Okay, so we made 2 flowers today, and so we made this flower and this flower, and then I also showed you how to make the smaller version of it. And then we also made, we didn't make this one, but this is simple. You just staple up a bunch of loops and then make it into a flower like that, a little smaller. And then this is without the extra loops on it. Okay, and then one more thing, I wanted to show you what we were going to do with this leftover piece of this circle from the glassine. And I want to show you how cute it is in a journal. So I'm working on some new things in my journal, and I wanted to show you where I put it. Hold on a second, my paper clip fell out. So here's what I did on the corner of my journal. This is my notes journal that I made, and I just have this paper clipped to the edge of a bunch of pieces right here for now. And it could be a little tuck spot or just a fun little side tuck like that. And then you could clip a flower or the bow. So my idea was to put one of these bows on the corner like that. And then when you shut it like this, see it's kind of flat. So because I love glassine so much, I thought that would be fun to put right there in the corner, and then it makes a fun little tuck spot. You could even add, I was thinking of sticking some flowers in here and making it into a little decoration. But anyway, that's what I thought of doing with that. And this is so simple, you guys, but I just thought I'd show you real quick what it is. I have to play around with my journal and do some more fun stuff in there. I've been making a lot of the paper clips. Did you guys see my paper clip video on how to make these ruffle paper clips? I've been working on a bunch of different ones. I did this one here with the chocolate and the pink and the cream, because that's the colors. And I added this little pearl dangle with this notes there envelope. This one I added a white, and this right here is a little dangle I made. And this right here is a coin envelope that's coming in my next kit. That's a sneak peek of a new kit that's coming out. It's called the French Bliss Boutiques. So I have this in here just to remind me to play around with it. So I just put it in here with some parchment paper in the background there. And there's my little flip that I did, and I made that little paper clip, a small one. Then I made another one. I just went crazy making these paper clips. I've made some bigger ones. I need to come back and show you those. Did that one there. That's the back of the book. And I think when I left off with you guys, I had not decorated the pages yet. And so that's the inside. This is the top, and in the top I have this beautiful bookmark that I got from Anna at Serenity Creations. I've linked her in my videos quite a bit, and I just bought another haul from her, so I need to show you guys that real quick. But this right here is a gorgeous bookmark that she made in the beautiful shade of pink. And then I added this piece right here to the bookmark just to give it a little more glamour. And then I added this bow at the bottom. Her dangle's pretty the way it is, but I kind of overdid it on my dangle there. And then this piece right here is a gorgeous French page that my friend Lene at Grace and Lace Journal sent when we did a collaboration. And she sent me this French page, and I went and I added it to this. I love it on my journal. It's so beautiful. And then I added one of my labels, Create Pretty Things. And this is from the Pink Silk Atelier Samplers. That's her French page there. So recently I went to Goodwill and I found a dress with all of these flowers, you guys. And let me show you what it looks like. So I found this dress and I've already cut it, as you can see. This is the brand Alex Marie. And it was on clearance because it had a huge X in the middle. But it's all this really pretty material. And then underneath it's satin. Look at that. So double-sided, right? And so I cut the flowers off, but I left it on the sleeve because look how pretty that is, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? And I think you can order this trim from somewhere. I think I've seen it on one of the sites. I can't remember where. Maybe eBay or something, but not this pretty pink like this. And you're not guaranteed when you buy stuff on eBay you're going to get the right color. But anyway, it has all these little flowers, so I used those on the front of my journal. And this was just a flowy dress, and at the bottom it had all the ruffles, you guys. It's so pretty. It had all these little ruffles at the bottom. And so I wanted to use that on my journal. And so this is what I did. And I think when I left off with you guys, I had done this on the spine. I don't know. I did a video and I completely ripped the whole cover off. So I think I didn't even upload the video. So this is what I did on this journal so far, in case, hopefully I didn't show you this already, but I added this ruffle from the dress. So this all came from that dress I just showed you, the chiffon dress. And then this lace was attached to the paper. It was sewn to the paper. And then underneath, I just added these appliques. And then these little blings. And then these crochet pieces in the center. So it just makes me so happy to look at this by my bedside. And I want to show you guys that I got that part done. Then I did the inside page. I left this one. I was thinking about doing a pocket and maybe some trim here. And then I haven't done anything else to decorate the page other than clip things in. So that's what I've done so far. But I just love it. It's so pretty. And I love this bookmark that I got from Anna. So let me show you that real quick and then I'll go on to the next thing that I was going to show you. This video might be a little bit long. Okay. So I wanted something to fit this journal, and I got this. She ships out so fast. It's like it came in a day or two. It wasn't long. But I wanted another bookmark in the vintage because I have this journal here that I got from an antique shop. And it's just a simple cream journal with a flower and this little tiny bit here. This little charm dangle here. Little heart. And I just fell in love with this journal cover. And it's made out of batting. You know that warm and natural batting glued to the cover, and I'm like, this is such a genius idea. I had to get it, and it's so soft. So it's just a plain covered journal with a pocket, and then inside was this little piece of lace dangling down inside with a button. I just thought that was so cute. And then I wanted to add Anna's charm dangle to it. And then I'm going to add a couple beads and maybe different charms to the top and the bottom. But isn't that so pretty? And I love this amber gold color bead. It's just beautiful with vintage. So I have another journal now to write down things in. It's just cream paper, but it's really pretty and simple, but I love it. It has such a nice feel to it. So that's what I got, was the bookmark to go with this. And then, of course, when I went in, I couldn't just get one thing from Anna. So I got this bookmark first, and then I was like, okay, let me come back. Let me see what else she has, because I stock her shop a lot, you guys. She has the most unique pieces. And so I saw this pen, and it's one of these cream color pens, and she added the beads. It's so simple, but so cute, right? And she added this butterfly and this bead here and this crystal, and it's just a cute pen, and I love it. I think it's adorable. Isn't that so sweet? It has the little tip right there, so I'm not going to take that off until I get ready to use it, but it goes perfectly with my journal, and it clips to the journal too, and I thought that was just very cool. So it can go on the top, and then see on the inside it's got the beads. Thought that was so cute. So you won't lose your pen. Genius idea, Anna. I love it. It's also like almost a bookmark in the same sense too, right? Because it's a pen, but it's also got the clip. Genius. And so anyway, I got that pen to go with it. I thought that was so pretty. And then I got this right here as a gift. Thank you, Anna. That was so sweet. Now I can add this to here. I'll probably add some lace or something, and then I can clip this on because it has this little clip right here. And isn't it so pretty? She tied all these beautiful laces, this gorgeous bead dangle here in gold and pearl. So pretty. I just love it. These are great. And I believe she still has these. And I was looking at these in her shop, but I wasn't sure how I would use them. But now that I see it in person, I have so many ideas. I think it's going to go in my purse. I just love it. It's so sweet. And then she had this, which is ruler, but it's pink, you guys, and it's almost like a plasticky, but I thought this might be a fun ripping, you know, for small papers. I thought this would be fun to have on my desk to rip papers. And then she added this cute little dangle here with the beads in my favorite color. And then this lace is so pretty. It's just such a sweet gift idea. Anna, you are amazing with your ideas. I just love it. And I have lots of rulers I could paint this color, but do I want to do that? I'm not sure. Anyways, so that's Anna at Serenity. Let me say it again. So that's my friend Anna. I've known Anna for about 15 years now, and she is doing so good on her Etsy shop. So proud of you, Anna. I just love buying from you, and your shop is just amazing. All the great ideas that you have there. And Anna sent me so many beautiful things from her shop. I appreciate you, Anna, so much. So that is Anna. I'll link her below, you guys, in case you want to go shopping. Let me know if you get something from her. I just love to see what people get and if they go and buy her beautiful things because they are so pretty. Just love it. It's perfect with my little book. And actually the pink looks good with it too. That could be a little bookmark inside of my book. Look at that. That goes perfect in there too. I love it. Okay, let's get back to the little small project that I have for you. It's so simple, you guys. You're not even going to believe it. So to make this, you're just going to take your circle, and you can do this with doilies too. And I've done this with doilies before. It looks really pretty with a round doily. So you've got that. But this is a nice crunchy material. So if you just want a quick project to make, you literally just fold these up into a fan fold like that. Let me get my stapler. Right? And then, so it looks something like that. And then you just fold it up and kind of fan it out like that. That makes the fan. And then you staple it. And there you go. You just have a cute little tuck spot. If you want to put two and make it really full, you know, or you could stagger them on the page. Anyway, it's just a really cute idea. I love it. And yeah, so if you want to see that with a doily, let me show you with a doily. Okay, so here's with a doily. And as you can see, this was a very simple, easy project. So depending on what size doily you use, you'll get, you know, different effects. So you see it's folded up now. and fold it in half, but then you twist it out like that. And it's not, like I said, it's not going to give you the same exact effect because it's not glassine, but you can get the idea when you fold it out. Just have the folds like that. Something like that. Let's see how it looks in this journal. Oh, I probably should have folded it a different way. Well, it could go this way. That's cute that way too. And then you would just staple it. Might have to staple it twice. How cute is that? You can add your little flower to it. Take this out for a second. Something like that. You have a little tuck spot here. You tuck something in. So cute, right? I love it. And it's flat, so it's not going to bulk up your journal too much. I make bulky journals though, so I can't guarantee it won't be bulky, but yeah, I think that's just adorable. You could do it this way, you could do it this way. Have the flower going that way. Love it. So anyway, that's just a few ideas with your leftovers and your doilies. Thank you guys so much for my new subscribers who have just recently joined my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye everyone.